Good morning. It's great to be here again. Ernie Meier, Director of Quality Systems with McDonald's, supporting the U.S. business. So I have a team of 3 folks, and together we manage the protein categories, as Dallas said. I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about McDonald's, a little bit about our past, a little bit about our supply chain, and where we see our customers going in the future. And our customers are evolving quickly. Our customers, your customers. And it's been quite a challenge for our business, and I think a challenge for really all of the protein supplied in the U.S. To take a step back, Ray Kroc founded the business and that we have today over 60 years ago, and he's been quoted many, many times over the years. Movies have been made about him, and I thought it was a pretty good movie, although I think our organization doesn't endorse or make a comment on it. But there are two quotes that he's known for that I think are as relevant today as they were when he first spoke them. The one up on the screen: be a good citizen, have a real sense of community, be involved in the life and spirit of the community you serve. The other quote is, I don't know what we'll be selling in 50 years, but I can guarantee you we'll be selling more of it than anyone else. And both of those quotes are as true today as they were when they were first spoken. So when Ray really started the McDonald's business and started franchising it, he created the three-legged stool model. The three-legged stool is our owner-operators, our franchisees, and our business partners, the McDonald's Corporation. It's been the most important reasons for our decades of growth and success. Our business model is one of collaboration and alignment. It's collaboration and alignment, and it's very important because without the alignment, we wouldn't be able to accomplish the things we've delivered today. Our supplier relationships are built on handshakes. They're truly independent, and they provide continuity and stability for the system. The relationships are driven by mutual trust and respect, incentives that challenge and reward, and protocols that drive the mutual success of all partners. The franchisees. The franchisees are a group of owner-operators that are an independent entrepreneurial business culture, and we help grow many small family businesses with our franchisees. Most everyone knows that we're a franchise business, but most don't know that over 90% of our 14,000 restaurants are franchised today in the U.S. The owner-operators are the key to our business success. They're the voice of our customers, and they're the voice of our restaurant operations. We have a saying that goes, it's not real until it's real in the restaurant. And that mantra helps us stay grounded and focused as we try to stay close to the customers. Our owner-operators are family businesses, husbands and wives, siblings, parents and children teams, jointly owning and operating their restaurants. And today, many second and even third generations are taking over. So as you know, McDonald's supply chain doesn't make, grow, or produce anything. We work with a fantastic group of suppliers throughout our organization. But on the screen here is just a snapshot of our shopping basket of what we buy in an annual in 1 year. So roughly 680 million pounds of beef, 470 million pounds of chicken, 220 million pounds of American cheese, 170 million dozen eggs, all of those sourced throughout North America, really. I don't think, all of those are sourced throughout North America. So we were here to talk about pork today. So I'll dive a little deeper into our pork supply chain. So we source our pork from various different further processors across the country. We have 5 pork further processing companies that we work with. Those producers are strategically located across the country, close to the markets that they serve. Our suppliers have been in our supply chain for some time, and some since the beginning when we first introduced pork on the menu, which I believe was when we first introduced breakfast. Does anybody know what year that was? 1988. Lower. 1973 was when we first launched the Egg McMuffin on the menu. So what does it take to deliver over 200 million pounds of finished pork products to our restaurants? It takes a lot of pork bellies for bacon, a lot of pork trimmings for sausage, and pork loins for Canadian bacon. We have 37 approved slaughter facilities on our approved supply list. And these packers have met our standards for animal welfare and food safety. McDonald's doesn't directly manage our slaughter facilities on our ASL, but we do work closely with our pork processors to manage those raw material suppliers. So in the U.S., we serve 28 million customers every day. That's a lot of people that tell us what they think about our food, what they think about our company, and what they think or feel how we behave. Our customers are evolving, and they're evolving quickly. Approximately every 12 days in our restaurants in the U.S., we serve the total population of the United States. So this is a slide that I've shown in every one of my presentations, and really it's to represent our customers. Less than 2% of the population is involved with animal agriculture today. So everyone in this room is involved in animal agriculture and has some knowledge of where their food comes from. Pretty safe to say. Less than 2% of our customers have that knowledge. So it's quite difficult being a QSR and being criticized by people who are not fully informed about where their food comes from and what we're doing. It's frustrating to be miscast in various campaigns against us. Being misunderstood is tough. And it's one thing when it's an activist. We get quite a few of those. But it's another thing when it's our customers. Many of our customers still don't believe that our hamburgers are 100% beef. The myth continues to persist. In fact, we have heard from our customers that they think we've created a company called 100% Beef so that we can place that on our advertising. I can reassure you, our hamburger patties are 100% beef. When we opened our door over 60 years ago, it was a different story. Their beef came in from local butchers, the buns from local bakers, potatoes were hand-cut in the restaurant and blanched. Today, our supply chain is much different and much larger than it was 60 years ago. So where do people get their information about where their food comes from? The number one source for information about food, more than TV, print, radio, or word of mouth, is social media. Everyone who wants to know something about food jumps on Google, jumps on Facebook, Twitter, and that's where they get their information about food. Food bloggers review new food products. You can go on YouTube and you can look at any new menu item that comes through McDonald's, and you'll see somebody sitting in their car after they've gone through a drive-thru reviewing double quarter pounder with cheese, add the bacon. We're launching our new bacon event, so I'm sure there'll be a whole host of new reviews online with that as well. So this is some interesting research that was conducted by McDonald's internally. This was done back in 2007. Should not be surprising to really anyone in the room. But really, it's about what the consumer's perceptions or expectations about food are. And the bottom of the pyramid talks about everyone expects a safe, reliable product when they go into a restaurant, when they go to a grocery store. Those are the greens fees. Fresh is an expectation as well. Regional, global flavors. Everyone has grown into the sriracha phase, hot and spicy, and all those different types of things. The top of the pyramid is where we're at today, and it's labeled as natural or minimally processed. But really what it talks about is customers want to understand where their food comes from. They want to be able to trust what's in their food, how their food was raised, and how it was processed. And that trust is a big challenge that companies like McDonald's, large corporations, have. Even though we put a lot of time and effort into those activities to ensure that we can serve 100% fresh beef, we can serve our bacon in our restaurants, Canadian bacon and sausage, that are maybe not 100% quote-unquote labeled as natural, but they're minimally processed to produce those products. So really what we've been on a journey over the years at McDonald's to do quite a few things, but one of the things is to reinstill trust in our customer base. Our customers don't really trust McDonald's as a corporation, so therefore they don't trust what's in their food. How can you sell a cheeseburger on the dollar menu? It can't be real beef, right? So we really work towards that. Ray Kroc in 1957, as we moved, we kind of dusted off some of these archives. Ray Kroc in 1957 made this recording, and it's really talking about the foundations of our McDonald's business and what we stand for from an ethical standpoint.
The basis for our entire business is that we are ethical, truthful, and dependable. It takes time to build a reputation. We are not promoters. We are business people with a solid, permanent, constructive, ethical program that will be in style 20 years or 30 years from now, even more so than it is today.
So, when you really think about what he was talking about, when I hear what he said, it's really Ray Kroc describing what some of the things we call today is sustainability, right? An ethical environmental program, an ethical business practices, an ethical food going through your restaurants and in your supply chain. And what does that mean to McDonald's that, we source food sustainably? McDonald's described our sustainability program in a different way a few years ago by the 3 E's. Economic, environmental, and ethical. So to put it another way, we have to have assured supply that drives positive impact for our customers and our supply chain and for the environment. So all of those 3 E's have to be met really to drive our supply chain. So here's some more recent research that was conducted, and it's about trust. On your left-hand side of the chart here is the most trusted organizations. On the right-hand side are the least trusted. So at the top, most trusted is scientific and academic institutions. On the bottom right-hand side is the press and the media. No offense if there's any press or media in the room. I didn't do the research. Third from the bottom, right next to national governments, are global companies. And so that's where McDonald's falls. McDonald's falls in that global company bucket. We're not a trusted organization. People have a lot of distrust whenever they ask about our food products, what's in our food and what goes into it. And we've done a lot of work over the years to try to build trust with our customers. Our no artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives launch that we just announced on our hamburgers just recently. We had our no antibiotics important to human medicine in poultry that we launched a few years ago. In 2012, we had our group housed pork commitment. All of these things are to help build our supply chain in an ethical manner, but also to build it to communicate to our customers that we are doing the right things and we are willing to make a stand and we are willing to build trust with our customers and be transparent with our customers. So just this past year, 2018, we launched our global food vision for food sourced responsibly. And really the headline of this is that as one of the world's largest food companies, we'll use our scale to drive continuous improvement in innovation and responsible sourcing and help realize food supply where people, animals, and planet thrive. So we call this overall using our scale for good. And part of that scale for good is going back to our 2012 Group House SAL commitment. So in 2012, McDonald's announced that it's committed to work with our pork suppliers to phase out the use of gestation stalls for housing pregnant sows. It was broken into two parts, two-part commitment, 2017 and a 2022 aspect of it. The 2017 aspect was that McDonald's will source only pork from producers who share our commitment to phase out gestation stalls in our supply chain. And the 2022 commitment is by the end of 2022, McDonald's U.S. will source pork only from supply chains that do not use gestation stalls to house pregnant sows. So I'm happy to announce that a 2017 commitment was met, and we're working feverishly to work with our supply chain and with producers and with our suppliers to meet our 2022 goal. So in closing, McDonald's is a global food brand that our customers have to trust and feel good about eating in our restaurants. Safe food is not always trusted food. Food safety is the greens fees. We have to build trust with our customers around the food that they eat. Today, what goes in the food and how animals are raised is as important as delivering safe food. Producing safe food in a manner that consumers will trust is the new reality in which the world we live. The customers, our customers, and your customers, have to have trust in the restaurants, the retailers, and the producers that they will do what is right for the animals that they are raised to produce the food, and for their customers and their families. I'll turn it back over to Dallas.